Hey guys, the truth be told 92. What I want to talk about today is why is it that high crime areas in the USA, inner cities, why are people renaming them war zones that are in other countries? Like, you will hear people call Chicago Chiraq. And in many ways, you're basically glorifying the fact that you have high rates of crime and violence and murder rates are skyrocketing. Not too long ago, we had a rapper by the name of Chief Keef who said his mixtape, when it drops, it's gonna raise the murder rates in Chicago. Like, why would you say something like that? You know, why in the world would you say something like that? And that's what I mean by people are glorifying the fact that we have high rates of violence and crime and high murder rates. And what's even more devastating is these are people that are black, African American, you know? And these are the very same people who want to complain about racism or talk about racism, but they don't want to talk about the other side of the coin. They don't want to talk about people that look like them, black people, African Americans, other racial minority groups as well, who are contributing to the violence and the crime and the murder rates, who are contributing to the negative stereotypes, perpetuating the negative stereotypes as well. Nobody talks about that. Instead, it's racism, 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 racism. And don't get me wrong, racism is alive and well, and it is real. But that's only, in my opinion, that's only like 40% of the problem. The other 40% of the problem is racial minority groups not taking self-accountability for what's going on in the community. And the other 20% is a mixture of other institutionalized discrimination and people like literally being pushed out or pulled out of the success and opportunities. But the self-accountability and racism both are two main parts here, because if 40% is racism and the other 40% is self-accountability, that's 80% of the problem right there, you know? And those are issues that need to be addressed, come up with solutions, and solve the problem. Now, and the reason why I'm making this video and I'm putting it on the Truth Be Told 92, this is pretty much my rated PG format for videos. If you want to see my other videos, email me or message me on here or leave a comment in the description box below, and I'll give you a link to my other more PG-13 and up videos where I just go right to the nuts and bolts of the issue. But I just had to make this quick video because you know, I'm tired of seeing people that look like me and other racial minority groups suffer and no one says anything. And then I'm also tired of people that look like me and other racial minority groups only focusing on racism and not, you know, that's basically everyone's favorite thing to talk about, but they don't want to talk about the other issues, you know, such as rappers like Chief Keef that are black willingly saying my mixtape is going to raise the murder rates. Like, no one talks about the coonery or the buffoonery that takes place in these communities. Nobody talks about the black folks, the ignorant black folks, who are perpetuating the negative stereotypes and creating a lot of the problem as well. No one talks about that. You know, instead it's, we didn't have mothers, we didn't have fathers, racism, you know, slave mentality, this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, it's not just that. Like I said, racism is 40% of the problem. Self-accountability, the lack of self-accountability, in my opinion, is the other 40% of the problem. You know, don't just focus on one side of the coin, and you're not going to flip the coin over and look at the other side, because on the other side, you got ignorant racial minorities who are feeding into the drama, playing into the stereotypes as well. You know, people aren't as innocent as they want to come off to be. But anyways, let me know what y'all think about this video. Like I said, if you want to see my other videos that are PG-13 and up and get right to the point, the nuts and bolts of the situation, email me, message me, leave a comment in the description box below. But yeah, like I said, 40% racism, 40% the lack of self-accountability, and the other 20% is a mixture of issues that are keeping people from getting opportunities and success.